welcome to Lovelight YouTube channel. Today's class is going to be our Lovelight practice, which is an all levels class, suitable for really anybody. There'll be modifications that we'll demo as well. I'm Marissa, I'll be teaching today. This is Amy. She's going to be doing the demoing for us. So to begin, find yourself in just a comfortable seat, sitting up tall, closing the eyes. If you have tight hips, you can sit on a pillow, a bolster, a block, even a rolled up blanket if you have one at home, to let the knees be even or a little bit below the hips. And you're just going to sit for a few moments and try to connect here. And as you're starting to connect to the body and the mind, notice your posture. Try to inhale and lengthen your spine, lift your chest. And then exhale, let the shoulders relax soft down the back. On your next inhale, lengthen the neck a little bit, let the crown of the head pull up. And as you exhale, see if you can relax the muscles of your face. And then just begin to follow your breath through the body. So follow your inhales and your exhales, maybe up and down the spine. Slowly flutter the eyelids open. If your hands aren't already on your knees, place your hands on your knees. You're just going to start with some trunk rolls or gentle movements of the spine. So just begin to move the body in a nice circular motion. Staying with the same direction for a few moments. Changing direction when you feel ready. And find yourself back to that nice neutral tall spine again. On your next inhale, bring those arms really wide, high over the head, fingers reaching towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, find a gentle twist to your right. So that right arm is going to come behind, left hand placing gently on the thigh or the knee, keeping the spine long. Trying not to over twist with the neck. Make sure we're twisting with the spine here. Take one more full breath. And then on that next inhale, reach those arms back up to the sky, stretch through the fingers, and then exhale, find a twist to the other side. One more breath here. And then on that next inhale, again, reach those arms high towards the sky. Good. Exhale, release the hands down. We're going to find our way onto our hands and knees, tabletop pose. So if your knees are sensitive, you can always roll a blanket and place it underneath the knees here. Pressing firm through the hands. As you inhale, drop the belly, lift the head and tailbone. And then as you exhale, round the spine, tuck the belly towards the spine. And continue with some cat-cows here at your own pace. Find one more in each direction. And then find your way back to that neutral spine. From here, you're going to bring your hands a little bit in front of the shoulders, curl those toes under and find a down dog. So pull those hips up to the sky. You can make some movement here if you like, bending one knee at a time. Maybe rocking the head around a little bit, opening the neck a little bit more. find stillness in this down dog. Take a few breaths here in stillness. Full inhales as you expand the chest and the rib cage. Complete exhales as you pull that navel again back towards the spine. And then on your next inhale, shift your gaze towards your hands and slowly walk your feet all the way up to your hands. Once you find your feet there, find Uttanasana, your forward fold. Maybe soften the knees a little bit if it's your first fold of the day. Feel free to stay in stillness or to even rock side to side or twist the body around a little bit. Nice crack there. Good, and then from here, as you inhale, roll the body all the way up to stand, nice and slow, finding Tadasana, your mountain pose at the top of your mat. Good, mountain pose, feet can be separate or together, standing nice and equally on your mat, shoulders soft down the back. Find a few breaths here and reconnect to the body and the mind again for a moment. From here, bringing your feet together, we're going to start with some sun salutations. As you inhale, bring those arms up and back, palms together. Exhale, Uttanasana, find that forward fold again. Inhale, lengthen your spine, lift the chest, gaze forward. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the palms onto the mat. And then stepping back to plank pose on your next inhale. Maybe spend a few moments in plank for your first plank. Again, rocking forward or back, or making any movement that feels necessary for you at this moment. If stillness feels right, taking stillness. And then when we find that stillness, on your next exhale, drop to your knees, lower your chest and chin down. Keep those elbows tucked tight to the body. Release the hips to the mat. Inhale, cobra pose. Lift that head and chest, shoulders down and back. Curl your toes under here, pull your hips back up for down dog. Find a few breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's take 2 more breaths here. On that next inhale, gaze forward, walk, or you can always hop your feet in between the hands. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, reach up, gaze up to the palms. Exhale, Pranamasana, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach up and back. Exhale, Uttanasana. We'll do one more sun sal A. Inhale, lengthen the spine here. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the palms. Inhale, step it back, plank pose. Exhale, knees or chaturanga here. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Good. Exhale, down dog. Find a few breaths. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. One more breath. On that next inhale, gaze forward, walk or step the feet in between the hands. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, reach up, gaze up. Exhale, Pranamasana, hands to the heart. Good. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, fold. From here, we're going to step the left foot back, drop the knee, coming into Kapiasana. So press the hips to the earth, bring those arms over the head, clasping your hands into Kali Mudra, those pointer fingers out. And as you press those hips down to the earth, inhale as you reach up and back. So we're really finding a nice back bend here. We're pressing those hips down. And we're focusing on the breath. Maybe close your eyes here for a moment or two. Good, find one more breath here. And then as you inhale, straighten your spine, release the clasp of the hands and bring your palms to touch. Slide that right foot back a little so that ankle is right underneath the knee. As you take one more inhale here, exhale, twist to the right. So get that left elbow outside of the knee, pressing into the palms nice and strong. Now many variations here. If you're new to this twist, you can stay here. If you want to take it a little deeper, you can curl your back toes under, press through your back heel, lift that back knee. And if you have some other variations that you'd like to take in this twist, feel free to move into any of them. Let's find just a few more breaths here. Good, one more inhale. And then as you exhale, release the hands down, step back to plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Breathing in. Breathing out. Good, find one more breath. Then we'll move into the other side. So step that left foot forward for Kapiasana. So coming onto that back knee, finding that low lunge. Bringing those arms over the head. Trying to get those palms close together, arms as straight as you can. Inhale, reach up and back. Exhale, press those hips to the earth. Good, and breathe. Amy's smiling on the inside. Good, find one more breath here. And then as you inhale again, straighten the spine, release the clasp of the hands, bring those palms to touch, slide that front foot back. And as you exhale, nice big exhale, twist to the left. So same variation that you took on the previous side. Go ahead and take on this side when you're ready. Good, one more breath here. And as you exhale, release, find your way back to your plank pose. Next, exhale, chaturanga or knees. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale, down dog. Anytime you need a child's pose, pop into child's pose and rest. Or just drop onto your knees, take a few breaths, and join back in when you're ready. From here, we're going to inhale our left leg up to the sky. Press your right heel towards the earth. So keep that down dog shape here with that left leg extended behind you. Now let's find that left foot forward for Virabhadrasana, warrior one. Dropping that back heel onto the mat, sweeping those arms up to the sky. Good. Find a few breaths here. Gently pulling that right shoulder, right hip forward. Standing firm into that back foot. Shoulders are nice and soft. Good. Find one more inhale, and then as you exhale, open wide to warrior two. So stack those shoulders now over the hips, reach strong to the fingers. Find a deeper bend into that front knee. One more inhale here, and then as you exhale, let's find side angle pose. Bring your left forearm to your left thigh. That right arm can come up to the sky or over that ear, reaching forward to the front of your mat. You can keep that left forearm on the thigh. You can bring those fingertips to the floor, inside or outside of the foot. Whatever variation works best for you. Good, let's find one more breath here in side angle. And then as you exhale, release that right arm to the mat and find lizard pose. So come onto your back toes, adjust the back leg a little bit. We want a nice long body, long leg here. Find some movement to warm up any joints or bones or muscles that haven't been warmed up yet. And then finding stillness coming onto that back knee and curling your toes. Stay onto the palms if that's enough for you. Or maybe try to work onto your right forearm. If that feels okay, start to work that left forearm down to the mat. And then just find some breath here. Close the eyes again. Settle in. Just one or two more breaths. And then from here, make your way back onto the palms. Stepping back to plank pose, moving into Vasisthasana side plank here. On your left hand, coming onto the sides of the feet. If you need to drop your left knee onto the mat for a gentle variation, go ahead. And And then reach that right arm up to the sky. So any variations of side plank that you like to practice, feel free to take here. Or stick with this. Find one more breath as you press those hips up and forward. And as you exhale, release and find your way to down dog. So step back to that plank if you'd like again. Take another chaturanga. Or if your shoulders are getting a little tired, just go right into your down dog. And find a few breaths. From here now, we're going to come into the other side, so that right leg is going to come up to the sky, keeping that down dog shape with the body, left heel pressing towards the earth. And then finding Virabhadrasana, warrior one, with that right foot forward. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Making all those little tiny adjustments like you made before, softening the shoulders, pulling the left hip gently forward, energetically forward. Take one more inhale here, and then exhale, warrior two. Reaching strong through the hands. Nice deep bend in the front knee. Back leg is very active. Find one more inhale here. Exhale, side angle pose, forearm to the thigh to begin. And then if you brought those fingers to the floor on the other side, you can do the same on this side. And find your breath. Good. One more inhale. Exhale for lizard pose. That left hand comes down. We turn onto our back toes. We make some adjustments with the feet here. Maybe walking your right foot a little wider, making some movement. And then finding stillness, dropping onto the back knee, uncurling the toes. Staying onto those palms. If you're going to work the forearms down, that left forearm's going to come down first. And then work on getting the right one down. And if it doesn't reach, that's okay. We just work towards it. And breathe. Find one or two more breaths. And from here, releasing onto the palms, finding your way back to plank pose, and now Vastisthasana, side plank on the right hand. So, right knee either comes down or you flex and stack those feet, one on top of the other, left arm reaches up. Pressing those hips up and forward, strong into the right hand and fingertips here. Good, one more breath. And then as you exhale, find your way to plank. Take a breath here. Exhale, chaturanga, or to that down dog. And then breathe. I normally crack really cheesy jokes in my class, and I feel like I can't crack them.
Yes, you can.
On video. Only one member in the audience here. Yeah, find one more breath here, down dog. And then from here, let's lift that left leg up to the sky again, keeping that down dog shape in the body. Going back into Virabhadrasana, warrior one. Take a moment here, the body stabilize. And then from here, we're going to move into dancer pose, Vajrayasana. So Amy's going to shift her weight into her left foot and come onto her back toes. She's going to bring her arms by the side with her palms facing forward. If this is enough for you balance-wise, play around here. Work on lifting that back foot off the mat a few times. If you want to take it into full dancer pose, bending that right knee, reaching that right hand back and grabbing the foot. And then extending your left arm up to the sky once you find stability here. And then kicking that back foot into the hand and reaching forward. Take your time. If we move too fast in our balance poses, it tends to throw us off. And if you fall out, that's okay. Take a breath and come back in. Is it the camera?
No, I think it's my morning.
Good, one more breath here. And then Amy's going to release and step it back to that warrior one again. So nice and slow, bring those arms up to the sky. Good. The body settle again for a moment. And then from here, moving into humble warrior, clasping those hands behind your back. Squaring the shoulders back towards the front of your mat. Take an inhale, find a gentle little back bend. And then exhale, excuse me, bring your left shoulder to your left knee. Staying there, lifting those hands off the back, or working the top of your head towards the floor. And just find a breath or two. And then on her next exhale, she's going to release the hands, frame her left foot, and find her way back to her down dog. They usually sing in class too, but I feel like it'll be way obvious now. Moving into that other side, right foot up to the sky. Virabhadrasana, warrior one. Preparing for Natarajasana, dancer pose. Onto the right foot. Stay on those left toes to start. Rest here for a moment. Work on some balance here. We're bending that left knee, grabbing the foot, reaching that right arm up, finding stability first, and then moving into the pose. One more breath. And then gracefully stepping back, warrior one. We're coming into that humble warrior on this side, clasping the hands behind the back, squaring the shoulders back off. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, right shoulder to the right knee to start. And then again, staying here, working the top of your head towards the mat. As you exhale, release the hands first, frame the foot, and find your way back to that down dog. From here, we're going to shift our gaze to the top of our mat. We're going to find Malasana, or squatting pose. So you can walk the feet behind the hands or hop the feet to land behind the hands. Opening the feet wide so your toes are off the mat. Maybe your heels are still on the mat. Finding your squatting pose here, Malasana. Trying to keep the chest lifted. Good. Elbows inside the thighs. Stay in Malasana if this is enough for you today. Or if you have crow or working towards crow pose, you can plant those hands shoulder width apart. Bend those elbows back towards your legs. Let those knees rest somewhere on the upper arms and start to shift the weight here. Play around. Maybe no feet come off today. Maybe one foot comes off. Try to keep the spine nice and long like Amy has here, gazing slightly forward. Good. Good. Give me one more. Good. And then release back into Malasana next. Take a breath. From here, we're going to move into Sarvangasana, our shoulder stand. Nice and slow. So if you don't want to take shoulder stand, Amy's going to start by demoing the waterfall pose. Legs are straight, feet are flexed, pressing up towards the ceiling. Stay here. No need to take it any further than this. Are you comfortable coming into shoulder stand today? If you want to come into shoulder stand, you're going to swing those legs up, hands to the back, tucking those elbows under your knees. And then pressing nice and firm into the back here, moving that chest towards the chin. Maybe close the eyes down for a few moments and just settle here. seconds here. Exhaling into halasana, plow pose. Toes to the floor. If that's uncomfortable for you, bring those knees to the forehead or even just into the belly here. Find a few breaths. From here, Amy is going to move into Matsyasana, our fish pose. So she's going to slowly lower down onto her mat and try to land on her arms or her hands, palms facing down. Extending those legs out in front, lifting the chest and bringing the top of her head towards the floor. Toes are pointed, legs are nice and active. Find a few breaths here in this counter pose. One more breath here in Matsyasana. And then exhaling, releasing all the way onto the back, letting the entire body just rest for a few breaths. As you breathe in through the nose, nice and deeply, exhale out of the mouth. Good, one more time, inhale, imagine all the breath coming in through every pore of the body. Exhale out of the mouth, let it go. Keeping those legs straight, but bringing them together, flexing the toes here. Inhale, reach the arms over the head. Exhale, Navasana, boat pose, rise up. So if this is too much, you can always grab behind your thighs here. Try to keep the chest lifted, sitting up tall. Good, or extend the legs and straighten the arms. Nice, 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 one more breath. Exhale, Paschimottanasana, fold over the legs, nice seated forward fold here. If it's too much for you, bend the knees here, soften the knees. If you can't reach your feet comfortable and you don't have a yoga strap on hand, you can always use a tie, if you have a man's tie, or a belt, or a scarf, any kind of fabric that doesn't really have stretch to it, you can use here for a forward fold. And then Amy's going to release her feet, rise up. And then she's going to plant her hands behind her, fingertips facing towards her feet. Bending her knees here, planting her feet hip distance apart. As she inhales, her hips are going to lift up to the sky for a reverse table pose. Perfect, look like a little table. And then exhale, releasing the hips back down to the mat. Good. From here, let's find our way onto our knees, sitting on our heels towards the back of our mat. We're going to come into Shirshasana, our headstand. So if you don't have a headstand practice and you're not comfortable doing one, you're going to take hare pose, and Amy's going to demonstrate that. You're going to bring the hands back behind you, kind of bringing the palms up. And then she's going to hollow the belly, tuck her navel in, chin to chest. As she rounds down, coming onto her head, she's going to grab her heels. And then gently lift the hips, holding onto the heels. Try to keep the arms nice and straight. If this feels like it's too much pressure on the neck, keep the hips lower, okay? You don't have to worry about getting the hips up too high. If you have a headstand in your practice and you're comfortable coming into it, come on into it, or just stay in hare pose. If you want to work towards headstand, Amy's going to demonstrate headstand prep, all the variations here. So you're going to grab your elbows to measure out the distance between your arms, and then clasp your hands onto the mat. The top of her head is going to come down, and she's going to hold the back of her head with her hands, maybe even tuck those elbows in a little bit more. So stay here. If this is enough, keep those hips right over above the knees here, staying here. If you want to go to the next step, you're going to curl those toes under, lift your hips and straighten the legs. So if you're new to headstand, watch the demo first, and then walk those feet in so your hips come a little bit more over your shoulders. You can,
Make sure you're there.
I'm here, I got it. So you can stay here. I will not be at your home to spot you. You can always move to a wall, or again, if this is enough for you, you don't have to go any further. But from here, Amy's just going to lift one leg up towards the sky, see how that feels. And And maybe stay here today, where she's going to start to lift the other leg up. Good. And come up into her headstand. As you can see, her spine is nice and straight. She's pulling that rib cage back. She doesn't even need me here, but it's, the security blanket of the wall, of the wall today. Good. So if you're practicing your headstand, let's stay here for just a few more moments. Or wherever you're at, rabbit hare pose or headstand prep. And then when we release out of the headstand, try to release the same way you came in, nice and slow. Good. And then rest in child's pose for a moment. This child's pose, let the arms come by the side of the body, relax the shoulders, the neck, the upper back. Good, and then rising up, sitting on your heels for a moment. Good job, Miss Adams. From here, we're going to make our way onto our belly for Sphinx pose. So coming onto the forearms, elbows are going to be right underneath your shoulders, wrists in line with the elbows. And see if you can walk those legs and those feet nice and close together. From here, you're going to watch as Amy presses into the forearms, pulls her chest forward, and lifts the top of her head up towards the ceiling. And we're energetically pulling those elbows back. And just rest here for a few moments. Close the eyes, settle in. Good, one more breath here in your Sphinx pose. And then exhale, bringing a cheek to the mat, letting the arms fall to the side, letting the heels fall open. Just rest for a moment. From here, coming into salavasan or locust pose, she's going to bring the arms by her side, palms facing up. You can always clasp the hands over your back if you like that variation as well. Walking those feet closer together. As she inhales, she's going to lift her head, her chest, her hands, her legs, and reach towards her toes. Toes reaching towards the back of her mat. And breathing. So we sometimes hold our breath in some of these postures, try to reconnect in and make sure we're still breathing here. Good, one more breath as she lifts a little bit higher. Nice, beautiful. Exhale, release opposite cheek to the mat. Let the body rest. We're going to find one more back bend here on our belly. So if Dhanurasana bow pose, what we move into next, is too much for you, take another Sphinx or another Savasana. You're going to bend the knees and grab for the feet here. Start with the forehead down onto the mat. And as you inhale, kick your feet into your hands and lift the toes and the top of the head to the sky. Find some breath. Maybe as you breathe in and out and the belly expands and contracts, you start to gently rock forward and back here. It's a way to keep yourself mindfully breathing. Good, one more breath, keep a little harder. Exhale, release and rest. Nice job. From here, Amy's going to press her way back to sitting on her heels for a moment. Bringing her chin to her chest, letting the body just rest for a second. And then swinging her feet to the front of her mat. From here, her right leg's going to stay extended. She's going to bend her left knee and bring her left foot inside her left thigh. So Janushirsasana. So this knee's going to be falling towards the floor. She's going to twist her body over her right leg. Inhale, bring her arms nice and wide to the sky. And exhale, folding over that right leg, reaching towards the feet. Again, use a strap. If you can't reach the feet comfortably, or you can always grab onto the calf gently, or even have a soft bend in that front knee. Spending a few moments here. And keep in mind, every time you inhale, see if you can extend the spine a little, and as you exhale, folding a little bit deeper. And finding one more breath here. Inhale, reach those arms forward again, rise up nice and tall. Exhale, release the arms by the side and switching legs. So that left leg's going to come out, right foot inside the thigh. Twisting our body gently over that left leg. Inhale, sweeping those arms up. Exhale, fold. Same thing here. With your inhales, we want to find a nice extension in the spine, and then exhales, a soft fold. Good. Inhale, reach those arms forward, rise up nice and tall. Exhale, release the arms. Extend both legs out in front. Then we're going to slowly make our way back onto our backs here, so lowering down onto our back. Taking a moment. And from here, reaching the right leg up towards the sky, grabbing behind your thigh, calf, or ankle, whichever is more comfortable for you. You can have a soft bend in that knee. This foot can be soft. You don't have to worry about flexing in here. We're just holding gently onto that leg, bringing it closer towards our body. Shoulders are soft to the mat. And as you exhale, releasing that right leg down to the mat. Bringing that left leg up to the sky. Clasping your hands behind that thigh, calf, or ankle. Softening the shoulders. Gently pulling on the leg. Exhale, releasing that left leg all the way down. From here, bending that right knee, clasping your hands around the shin, hugging that knee in towards the body, maybe working that thigh towards the outside of the rib cage, but keeping it tucked in nice and tight. She's going to pass that knee into her left hand as she airplanes her right arm out to the side and finds a twist. Try to keep your right shoulder soft to the mat. Inhale, she brings that leg back to center, maybe squeezes it in for one more breath. And then exhale, releases it. Bending her left knee now. Squeezing that leg in. And then moving into her twist, left arm's going to come out to the side, that right knee's going to come over the body. Softening the left shoulder. Bringing that leg back to center, squeezing it again. any type of posture that your body feels it's missing, maybe a happy baby or another back bend, feel free to come into it at this time. And then from here, Amy's going to release the legs out in front and move into Shavasana. So for today, for our first video, we're going to leave you here. The video is just going to stop. Feel free to lay in Shavasana as long as you like. Take a nice silent Shavasana. Meditate, rest as long as you feel comfortable. We will have some other videos coming up with guided Shavasanas and things like that. But for today, take your time, ease into it, and just rest here in Shavasana. Namaste. Thank you, guys.